Hello, I'm going to go through the second portion here. So percents, tax and tip, discount, and then these word problems, and then the quizzes and the test are on you. So, all right, let's see what we got here. Osvaldo has a goal of getting at least 30% of his carbs from whole grains. Today he got 55 out of 220. So let's see what percent that is. So we're going to do 55 divided by 220. That is 0.25. So he did not meet his goal. No, stop, go away. Okay, don't want you there anymore. No. We know the difference. Okay. He ate 55 grams. He was supposed to eat 30%. So what would 30% of 220 come out to be? 0.3 times 220 comes out to 66. So he was supposed to eat 66. He didn't. He only ate 55. So he actually ate 11 less than his goal. All right. Swimming pool had 2.5 million liters of water in it. Some water evaporated in the pool. Okay, so this is like a pretty standard. If you're looking for a percent here, the percent change is always going to be the change amount. So if you're asked for percent change, I think this is the easiest way to do it, over the original amount. So the change over the original. So like in this case, what was the change? Well, it went from 2.5 to 2. So the change is 0.5. What was the original? Well, it started off with 2.5. So I'm going to divide those. That'll come out to 0.2. And then, that's 20%. So if you're looking for the percent change, I think this is the easiest way to do it. But here I'm not looking for the percent change. I think there's another way to do it that's a little easier here. And these formulas are all on the board in the classroom. But the way I would look at this is go, okay, original. This is the same formula as the one you just did, just kind of rewritten. 1 plus or minus the percent change equals the final. So I'm just thinking through which I'm going to call family and regular bottle here. I'm just going to do this with the old formula, actually. That's the hard thing about percents. There's just like a lot of different ways to get to it. So I'm going to go back to the one we just did. So percent change equals change over original. So what we have here is a negative 0.75% change. The change amount is what I'm looking for, and the original amount is 12. So I'm going to multiply both sides, and I will get x equals negative 9. So then it holds 9 fewer options. Let's move on to percent problems, tax and discounts, tax and tip. $500, 10% tip. How much does Maya tip the movers? So this is not asking like how much does she pay overall. It's just asking how much does she tip the movers. So you're going to go 0.16 times 500. And that's it. So this is basically what is 16% of 500. So you're going to multiply those together. You get 80. Okay, this is a very, very standard problem. And there's a formula I want to show you here. So they give you, okay, we're going to go original times 1 plus or minus whatever percent equals final. So the original was $650. I'm going to go 1 plus 0.08, and that's going to give me the final. And so a lot of people here would do this differently, and it's inefficient. It takes too much time, and it might screw you up. So I think a lot of you would have gone, let's figure out 0.08 times 650. You get that number, and then you add it to 650. Now that works, but sometimes you get like 8% sales tax, a 20% discount. You're splitting it among 4 friends. I mean, you got all these things stacking on each other, and it just gets a little bit confusing. And this formula will solve all that for you. So a lot of people ask, why is there a 1 here? Well, I want to pay for the original item. So what do I multiply by to keep the item the same? 650 times 1 is like the original price. Plus, I've got to add 8% of the original price. So that's why you get like, so really what you're doing is 650 times 1.08. But it breaks down like this, where if you think of the distributive, I think that really helps kind of see what's going on. So 650 times 1.08. 702. Just be careful what they're asking. If they just said, what's the tip? You know, it'd be $52, the difference between these two. But they're saying, what's the total price? I didn't mean to be done there. Let's go back. Nope. Just do another one of these just to... Oh, this is good because this has got X's. Okay, so think about that same formula I just went through. Original, 1 plus or minus the percent equals final. The price of the truck is X dollars. That's your original. 1 plus monster truck tax. Seen it all. You want to have a monster truck, you got to pay a tax. So that's what you end up with. And again, this X times 1 keeps the original price, and the X times 0.13 adds the tax. So we want 1.13 times X. And that can look like this, or just that one. All right, let's move on to, we got one more here, I think. No, discount, markup, and commission. Have we done that yet? Nope. All right, discount, markup, and commission. And this is where I'm talking about their stacking. And this is going backwards too. This is about the toughest kind you could get, I think. So we got original, 1 plus or minus a percent. But we got it twice. There's 2 things happening here. There's a sales tax and there's a tip. So we're going to go 1 plus or minus a percent again, and that's going to equal the final. Well, we'll look at what we know here. We actually know the final. So this is backwards and the toughest kind for most people. I'm looking for the original. I know there was a 11% sales tax. I know I gave a 20% tip. Those both increase the price of the bill. So I got to add the 0.11, add the 0.12. And so that looks like, don't want that. What that looks like is then if I multiply these all out, so that's 1.11 times 1.2. And so I get 1.332 times O. You know, O might not be the best letter there because it looks like a 0. You could use like S for starting. That looks like a 5, so I don't know what you want to. And the final is 18.6. So then we're going to divide 18.6 divided by 1.332. And I get 13.96. Uh-oh. Oh, wow. Yep, I did this wrong. So some of these are tricky, man. So I apologize for that. But what I didn't realize was they're not applying to each other. So it's not like it's taxed and then the tip is on the tax. They're separate. So they're not compounding like I put one after the other. That's not the case here. And I could go and start this video over, but I have no problem being like, hey, look, I screwed some up too. It happens. These are tough sometimes. But they're not stacked on each other. They're both based on the price of the dinner before the tax. So then you can just say, okay, it's 31%. So it's like 18.6 is 31% of what? And then divide both sides by 0.31. And you get 60. So these are, they're tricky. You guys are going to get frustrated with them sometimes, and that's okay. That's what learning looks like. Let's see. Manager Gabriella's, how much charge for bookshelf? It was bought for $147, and they mark up all furniture by 60%. What should the manager sell the bookshelf for? So you want to make sure you charge the original price. Plus, you want to make sure you charge 60% more because that's your profit. So 147 times 1.6, 235.2. There you go. Regular price was 48. How much did he pay with the discount? Started off at 48. 1 minus the discount. So 48 times 0.8. $38.4.